You ever notice how some people seem to build wealth quietly, almost invisibly, while others with elite degrees, perfect resumes, and high-paying jobs are constantly stressed about money? Imagine two people. One graduates from a top business school, six-figure salary, corporate office, networking events, promotions lined up. The other spends years in prison, no income, no assets, no connections. If I asked you who's more likely to build wealth faster over the next 10 years, the answer feels obvious. But here's the uncomfortable part. In many cases, it's the person who was forced to start from nothing. And that sounds crazy, until you understand the psychology behind it. Most people believe wealth is about income. Earn more, build more, get the degree, climb the ladder, upgrade your life. But income and wealth aren't the same. Income is how fast money comes in. Wealth is how much you keep and how long it works for you. High-income environments come with invisible pressure. The graduate enters a world where nicer apartments, car leases, travel, and expensive dinners feel normal, not reckless, earned. You start making $120,000 a year. Suddenly, $3,000 rent feels reasonable. An $800 car payment feels justified. Your social circle costs more, so you spend more. Lifestyle expands quietly, and the expansion feels deserved. Now compare that to someone leaving prison. They don't walk into luxury expectations. They aren't trying to signal success. Comfort isn't assumed. What they often have is constraint. When you've lived with nothing, you understand the difference between need and ego. You've practiced patience in a way most people never have to. And patience is the core of wealth.
There's a concept called hedonic adaptation. Humans quickly adjust to improvements. The new salary becomes normal. The upgraded apartment becomes baseline. High earners often adapt upward immediately. Their lifestyle rises with income. Their savings rate stays small, even if the paycheck is big. But someone used to less may keep their baseline low. When income arrives, the gap between what they earn and what they spend can be wide. And that gap, that space between income and lifestyle, is where wealth is built. If someone earns $150,000 but spends $140,000, they invest $10,000. If someone earns $50,000 but lives on $30,000, they invest $20,000. Over time, the second person can pull ahead, not because they earn more, but because they control lifestyle inflation. Here's the deeper layer. Top graduates are rewarded for performance, raises, bonuses, titles. Identity becomes tied to income growth, so they chase the next upgrade. But wealth grows from what you don't upgrade. Prison forces delayed gratification, waiting, enduring, living within limits. That ability to delay pleasure is directly connected to long-term investing. Compound growth requires time and emotional control. You invest, you leave it alone. You resist the urge to touch it. Someone who has already experienced long periods of waiting may find that easier. I'm not romanticizing prison. It's traumatic and limiting. But constraint builds discipline in ways comfort often doesn't. Wealth is less about intelligence and more about friction. When life is comfortable, spending is effortless. Swipe, upgrade, justify.
When you've experienced hardship, you pause, you question, you calculate. That pause is powerful. It's not about living small forever. It's about choosing expansion intentionally. Instead of asking, how can I earn more? Ask, how much is enough? Define enough clearly, and any income above it becomes fuel for freedom. Freedom to leave a toxic job. Freedom to take a break. Freedom to invest without fear. You don't need prison to build that mindset. You can choose constraint. Maybe you earn $90,000 but live like you earn $60,000. You automate investments. You avoid upgrading your lifestyle with every raise. You drive the car longer, not because you can't afford more, but because you're building leverage. There's confidence in knowing your lifestyle doesn't control you. Over a decade, assets beat appearances. Wealth isn't flashy. It's the quiet gap between what you earn and what you need. You don't need a dramatic backstory or an elite degree. You need awareness of your baseline, your triggers, and how quickly "I deserve this" becomes "this is normal." If this gave you a new perspective, like the video. Subscribe if you want more calm, psychology-driven conversations about money. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love seeing how far this community reaches.